Seja muito bem-vindo à nossa live class! Who's there with me? I want to know who's live here on YouTube with me so I can chat with you guys, interact, answer your questions. So use the chat all the time during this full class. I'll be checking the comments to see what are your questions, what you guys would like to learn about this topic. And by the way, if you don't know what is the topic of today's class yet, we'll be talking about what to say when you are in a restaurant in Brazil. And by that we mean, how do I order food in Portuguese? How do I say what I want to have as a drink or as food? How do I ask for the menu? How do I ask for the bill? Tudo bom, Otávio? At least one here. Guys, first of all, let's warm up. Let me know how are you guys doing right now, and tell me please your name and where you are from. I would love to start by knowing this information about you guys. So your name and where you are from. And if there's any yapper, please let me know. If you don't know what a yapper is the word we use to refer to our students. So anyone who is a Yes Portuguese student is called yapper. That's it, okay? So let me share with you guys my screen because I want to talk about some important topics with you. And again, guys, on Instagram, join me on YouTube because I won't be able to check messages and questions in both places. So please join me on YouTube, okay? As I mentioned, you guys will have a much better experience on YouTube. Oi, Safe, tudo bom? Join YouTube channel, please. So let me share the screen with you, but also me. So guys, welcome, bem-vindos à nossa aula. If you are a yapper, as I said, meaning a student from our course, from our school, please use the hashtag SouYapper. I'm yapper, so I can recognize you, answer your questions, and this way I know you guys are here. Before we start, guys, let me tell you, I don't know if all of you are aware of this, but right now, this week, we have the enrollment to our full program in Portuguese open. And this means, guys, that you can enroll with very special conditions only this week. And by special conditions, I mean, first of all, two incredible bonuses. We are offering, in addition to a full program to learn Portuguese from basic to advanced level with pre-recorded classes that you can watch at the best time for you. We are also offering weekly group classes. So if you want to practice with other students, chat with them, exchange information, and just practice Portuguese, you'll have these 3 options for basic level and another option for advanced students. And the other bonus, we are offering 12 101 classes. These guys are classes of 50 minutes. Only you and the teachers. And we are offering 12 classes as a bonus. Only for those enrolling this week, and all these with $100 discount. So if you're considering learning Portuguese, this is the best time for you, okay? If you want to know more about it, find our profile on YouTube or here on Instagram, and you'll find the link to learn more about it, okay? Oi, Safe! Who else is there, guys? Please use the hashtag SouYapper if you guys are yapper. And if you're not yapper, you can just tell me your name and where you are from. Also the yappers, please let me know your name and where you are from. And by the way, if you don't know me yet, I'm Ludmila. I'm one of the teachers and founders of the Yes Portuguese School, together with teacher Dri. Every week, by the way, since July, we are having live classes on YouTube every Tuesday at this time, 9 p.m. Brazil's time. So if you missed previous classes, you can find them here in our channel. Just go for live sessions. You're going to find those classes. They are very great content. And don't forget to join us for the next classes. So if you're not yet subscribed to our channel, please use the little sign we have. Just press it so you'll be reminded of the live classes and new videos we have. Okay? Got it? Oh, I can see. So Safe is there. I can't really pronounce your nicknames, guys. It's so hard. But I can see some yappers here. Connie, you are a new yapper, right? Welcome. Bem-vinda. This is amazing, guys. So let me know your first name and where you are from. As I was saying, and I'm going to write here, so sorry. I'm Ludmila, and I'm speaking from Juiz de Fora. I'm writing because it's a weird city name. I know, I'm quite aware. If you don't know the meaning, this literally means outside judge. It's a weird name for a city, guys. And it's a city close to Rio, so you guys have an idea, okay? But that's where I am. So, welcome, guys. Sejam muito bem-vindos. Charles, Quesson, Connie, Safe, everybody feel very welcome. So, as I said, today's topic is what to say when you are in a restaurant in Brazil. But we are going to start with a dialogue. Yes, I'm going to play a dialogue and we are going to follow some steps of the bicycle method. Do you know what is the bicycle method? If you don't know it yet, you should. It's our method, the method that we developed and that we apply at the Yes Portuguese School, and that helps everybody who wants to learn a language. You can apply it to any language, but of course, here we focus on Portuguese. So we are going to use some of these steps that help us improve our skills in this language we are trying to learn. And the first one is the immersion, which means that we are going to listen to an audio without reading its transcription, okay? So that's our first task. So I'm going to play an audio, try to get what you can. Of course, if you are a beginner, this will be harder. If you are not a beginner, it can be less harder. It depends on your level, right? But try to understand what you can. And of course, if we were doing this method in our program, we would suggest you to do this first step at least 3 times, because it's really hard to understand an audio from a different language when we are learning just with one time listening. So it's good to listen more than once, but of course here our time is limited, so we will have just one listening, okay? So I can see where you guys are from now. So Connie is from Texas. Who else is from Texas here? I know we have many yappers from Texas. Quesson, New Jersey. Lely, Venezuela. How nice. Safe. Estou triste porque estou de volta a Londres. He's back to London. Don't be sad. You'll be back soon. We know, right? Oi, Jacob, tudo bom? Bem-vindos. Pessoal, muito bem-vindos. So, let's go, let's start. Are you guys ready? If you guys feel ready, please write on the comment section actually on the chat. Tô pronto. Tô pronto. I'm ready. This is the meaning of this sentence. Tô pronto means I'm ready. So if you feel ready to start our class, please write there so we can start. Charles also from Texas. And I know someone there who's from Toronto. Who is from Toronto? Let us know. Are you guys ready? Vamos começar? Então vamos lá, gente. So, if you're not in a quiet place, of course this will be harder. Try to be in a quiet place so you can improve your listening, okay? So let me come back to only my face so you won't be distracted, okay, by these other lines. And let's start.
Eu vou querer uma cerveja.
Temos Brahma.
Wait, it's not in the beginning of the dialogue. Now we go.
Oi, boa noite. Você pode trazer o cardápio, por favor?
Aqui está. Você quer pedir algo para beber?
Eu vou querer uma cerveja.
Temos Brahma, Skol e Antártica. Qual você prefere?
Pode ser Brahma.
Um minutinho só.
Tudo bem.
Aqui está. Já quer fazer o pedido?
Sim, por favor. Eu quero uma moqueca de cação com farofa de banana.
Perfeito. Uma moqueca de cação com farofa de banana saindo.
Muito obrigada. Garçom, traz a conta, por favor.
Com licença, a conta.
O senhor traz a máquina, por favor? Vou pagar com cartão.
Já trouxe.
Ai, ótimo. Prontinho.
Obrigado.
Imagina.
Volte sempre.
So, could you understand anything? Could you understand everything? Let me know your first thoughts, your first impressions about what you just heard. Also, what could you understand? What words did you understand? If you remember something or something that was discussed, mentioned, write on the chat. I want to see if you guys could understand many things from this dialogue. Jacob, nasci aqui, cresci aqui, moro aqui e vou morrer aqui. Okay, I got it, Jacob. But you have to visit Brazil, okay? Gostaria... Charles understood. Gostaria de Brahma, por favor. You got a word. Brahma was indeed mentioned. Very good. What else, guys? What else did you understand? Anything else? Well, I'm going to share my screen with you guys again. Let me just make some movements here. And now I'm going to show you guys the transcription for this audio we just listened to. And now we're going to listen to it again, but reading the dialogue at the same time. Okay, so this is the second step of our method. After listening to this audio without reading it at least 3 times, we have the unveiling step where we have the transcription and we listen to the audio, reading it silently at the same time. Okay, so this is the moment that the text is revealed and we can see what we had just listened to. Okay, so let me share with you the dialogue here, and that's it. Okay, let's listen to it again.
Oi, boa noite. Você pode trazer o cardápio, por favor?
Aqui está. Você quer pedir algo para beber?
Eu vou querer uma cerveja.
Temos Brahma, Skol e Antártica. Qual você prefere?
Pode ser Brahma.
Um minutinho só.
Tudo bem.
Aqui está. Já quer fazer o pedido?
Sim, por favor. Eu quero uma moqueca de cação com farofa de banana.
Perfeito. Uma moqueca de cação com farofa de banana saindo.
Muito obrigada. Garçom, traz a conta, por favor.
Com licença, a conta.
O senhor traz a máquina, por favor? Vou pagar com cartão.
Já trouxe.
Ai, ótimo. Prontinho.
Obrigado.
Imagina.
Volte sempre.
Prontinho. There you go. So how was it, guys? What is written here is the same that you had listened or is quite different? How did you find this practice? Was it too hard? Let me know your thoughts. It's important for me to see how was it for you. Lely saying ordering food and she paid with card. Very good, Lely. Very good. So guys, this is a conversation between this girl called Camila and the waiter, which in Portuguese is garçom. Okay? And maybe you are recognizing this word comes from French, indeed. And in French it means just a boy, right? But in Portuguese it somehow became, it got this meaning of waiter. So guys, let's understand some parts of this dialogue. I want to comment on some aspects that I think it can be helpful to you if you need to come to a restaurant here. And after that, we are going to come back to the dialogue, understanding line by line what is written here, okay? And we have many sentences that you can apply in other situations too, okay? That's why it can be really helpful. So, first thing that I wanted to show you guys, is this. How to say your order. So imagine you are at a restaurant and you want to order. You want to say what you want to have. So in Portuguese, we have some options actually. We don't have a single way to say it. So when you want to say, for example, I'll have a beer, I'll have a coffee, after a waiter asks you, what would you like to order, for example? Then one of the options is this one. You can start your order by saying, eu vou querer, which means I'll have, literally, I will want. But we don't say it in English, right? We don't say I will want or I'm going to want. It's not common, right? Normally we say I'll have a coffee, I'll have a pizza. So the real meaning is this. I'll have, and then after this first part here, you can just add the thing that you want. So, for example, eu vou querer café, meaning a coffee. Eu vou querer uma coca, meaning a Coke. So look how we say Coke in Portuguese. Coca. It's actually, the full name is Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola. But very commonly people just say Coca, ok? Eu vou querer uma Coca. Eu vou querer uma água com gás. Sparkling water. Água com gás. Eu vou querer uma pizza de pepperoni. A pepperoni pizza. Makes me wanna eat pepperoni pizza. And sanduíche de atum. Eu vou querer sanduíche de atum, a tuna sandwich. Okay, so after this first part, you just add what you want to have. Okay, eu vou querer. But, as I said, this is not the only option. Okay, so before we continue, there's a question here. When someone in a store says, volte sempre, what is a polite response? You can just say, obrigada. Some people could say, pode deixar. Like, I'll do it. This literally means you can leave it with me or leave it with me because I will do it, okay? It's an informal way to say that you agree. So you could say, pode deixar. You can just thank the person and say, obrigado, obrigada. And if you really want to emphasize that you are interested in coming back to this place because it's amazing, maybe you just made a compliment to this person, you can say, eu vou mesmo. Or eu vou sim, eu vou mesmo. Meaning, I really will come back. I really will come back because I really like this place. Okay, so these are some options. Okay, so coming back here, guys. After this first option, eu vou querer. Let's see the other one. Jacob, you had never seen this expression, pode deixar? Guys, this is a very, very common expression. We use for many situations. For example, imagine you ask, I don't know, someone who lives with you, your husband, wife, you tell them to do something. Let's say you say to your wife, don't forget to pick up the clothes on the laundry. Let's say you say this. In Portuguese, it would be não esquece de buscar as roupas na lavanderia. Não esquece de buscar as roupas na lavanderia, okay? So imagine you ask them to do this. Then the other person, to confirm that they will do that, they could say, pode deixar. Like, leave it with me, I'll do it. Okay? Don't worry, I'll do it. Pode deixar. And of course, many people, especially mineiros, people from Minas Gerais, will say this like this. Pode deixar. Remember, guys, I have already told you, I think so, that we here in Minas Gerais, we have this tendency of just combine words, put them together, and just eat some syllables. That's what happens here. So instead of saying pode deixar, because notice here we have a double and very similar syllable. So it becomes one single thing. Pode deixar, pode deixar, pode deixar. We don't even say this E here. Pode deixar, pode deixar. Okay? So this is another situation where you could use this expression. Very good one, by the way. Very good expression. So the other option is this one. So this is the next question. Can I say eu quero instead of eu vou querer? Yes. So this is the other option. Instead of saying eu vou querer, the first one we saw, you can also say eu quero, I want, okay? I want or I'll have. And then you do the same thing, you just add the thing that you want to order. So eu quero um chá, meaning I'll have a tea, or eu quero vinho, I'll have a wine, okay? Quem quer caipirinha? Who wants caipirinha over there? Caipirinha, guys, please. So you can say eu quero. And there's a variation of this eu quero. You can also say this, guys. Eu queria. Eu queria can be compared in English to I would like to. So this second one here, this third one actually here, will sound a bit more polite. So it's an option. It's compared to the use we have in English with conditionals. So I would like to have, it would be compared to this one, okay? So you can also use it and just do the same thing. Eu queria cappuccino. Eu queria suco, meaning a juice, okay? Got it? So, and of course, guys, I didn't even add here, but you can just say the thing that you want. So imagine the waiter asked you, would you like to order anything? You can just say, cappuccino, por favor. Then, of course, it's nice to add por favor, a polite word meaning please, right? So you can just say, cappuccino, por favor. Chá, por favor. Uma coca, por favor. Okay? So you just add por favor, to sound nice, right? This is something interesting because although Brazilians are not formal in general, of course we have situations where it's required a little more formality from us. In general, Brazilians are less formal, way less formal than Americans, for example. For example, we don't use last names to address people, not even at work, it's not common. Normally we use last names when we have two people with the same first name. So for example, I remember from the time I was at school, the students who were called by their last names was because actually we had like two boys with the same first name, so to differentiate them we use the last names, but otherwise we just use first names. So this is an example of our informality. So although this is what I was trying to say, that actually although we are not very formal, we try to be polite, I would say so. So it's not formality, but we can see kindness in the way we speak to people, you know. So these words like por favor or add the diminutive form to the words is a way to sound cute, kind, you know, nice. So these are important things to learn about a language, not only the language itself. Actually, this does not exist. Language is not separable from culture, right? So we have to understand these subtle things related to the language. So this is something very important, to sound nice, polite, friendly. This is something very appreciated by Brazilians. So guys, okay, so this is the first thing that I wanted to mention, and now you see how to order. And the other thing, which is funny, I think you guys will, if you have been to Brazil, you probably notice this, but I want to focus on this topic. How to call the waiter. Because as we saw during the dialogue, the literal translation for waiter is garçom. Garçom. And you can call the waiter using this word, garçom. You can do that. In more formal restaurants, then you could use the word senhor. Senhor, or if it's a woman, senhora. Or even moço. Moço is not very formal, but it's a way to address an unknown person. Moço for man and moça for woman. Okay, it's not very formal as senhor e senhora, but it's also a polite way to address a person you don't know, okay, and you don't know the name. So you can say moço, moça. It's a more formal restaurant, then you can use senhor, senhora. But in casual bars, in casual restaurants, or as we say, do you know this word? Boteco. Boteco is a casual, very casual, laid-back bar. So if you're in one of these places, the waiter can be called in very different ways. They can have very different names, guys. Let me show you just a piece of this list. It's huge, okay? And it varies a lot. It depends on the region, on the degree of informality. So you guys have an idea. I went to Arraial do Cabo last week. It's a city in the state of Rio de Janeiro, not very far from where I live. And we noticed that the guy was calling the waiter by this word. Let me write here for you. Jogador. Do you know what jogador means? If you do, please tell me on the chat. We were there at the restaurant and then we just realized that the guy was calling the waiter using this word. O jogador, jogador. So let me show you the other ones. These ones, you can call the waiter by this word, mestre, which means master. Fera, which means beast, literally, but actually is more like a badass person. Chefe, or also a variation, chefia, which means boss. Amigo, or in the augmentative form, amigão, which is friend or buddy. Gente boa, it's a good way to address someone you don't know and you want to sound nice. You can call this person gente boa, which literally means good people. So all these are common ways to call the waiter, guys. So instead of saying garçom, waiter, or sir, you just say mestre, fera, o chefe, amigo, o gente boa. This is very common, guys. And well said, guys. Jogador means player. This one was new to me. I had never heard this one before. It was new. So people were calling the waiter like this. O jogador, o jogador. I falei, oh my God, what is this? Jogador? That's it, guys. So let me see your... Nome de restaurante em Orlando é Boteco. Really, Charles? There's a restaurant in Orlando called Boteco. So it's a Brazilian person for sure. And that's the idea. And it's a place that like everybody or almost everybody likes to go, in the sense of being in an informal place and laid-back bar where you can have your beer with your friends and be relaxed, you know, boteco. And where you can have very nice food, very simple, very good food in general. So guys, that's it. Oh, and yes, question, comandante, have you watched one of our classes? Because inside our program, I talk about these words that we use to call the waiter. We have a huge list. And there's a song from a band called Skunky. You know this band? Skunky. We pronounce like this, Skunky. The song is called Saideira. And in this song, in one part, he sings all the possible names we give to waiters. Actually, not all, but many. And by the way, do you guys know what is saideira? A tip. Saideira comes from the word saída, or the verb sair, to go out. What is saideira? If you know, I want to see on the chat. So guys, that's it. If you have heard any other word, I would love to know. I saw some of you writing here, yes, safe, mano. So, and have you heard jogador, safe? Really? Oh my God, this one was new to me. So, now, I would like to come back to the dialogue and just understand line by line what they're saying. Let's do it. Let's come back. And I won't forget about the word saideira. Oh, I see an answer. Very good question. Last drink of the night. That's it. That's what saideira means. It's the last drink of the night. So you're having beer with your friends, and then you are feeling like going home, and then your colleague, your friend said, no, just one more. A saideira. So he would say, só mais uma, just one more. A saideira, like the last one. So saideira is the last drink, the last beer, the last tequila, I don't know, whatever you have that day or that evening, okay? A saideira. So let's come back to the dialogue, guys. Okay, here we go. Vamos lá. So first, Camila starts by saying, oi, boa noite. Hi, good evening. Remember that in Portuguese we don't have two expressions like in English. We have good evening and good night. We only have boa noite for both situations, okay? Oh, I taught you question. So I'm glad to know that you didn't forget about it, about the expression saideira. Amazing. So, then Camila asks, você pode trazer o cardápio, por favor? What is she asking here to the waiter? Você pode trazer o cardápio, por favor? What is cardápio? Cardápio is the menu. So here she's asking for the waiter to bring the menu. So, can you bring the menu, please? Você pode trazer o cardápio, por favor? An interesting thing, guys. Cardápio is the menu. The word carta, let me put it in a bigger size for you. Carta, if you see it in a restaurant, is very often used to refer to the wine menu. So if you want the wine menu, it's common to see this, carta, and it can be followed by carta de vinhos, the wine menu, okay? So then the waiter says, aqui está, here it is. So he presents it to her. Você quer pedir algo para beber? So would you like to order something to drink? And here, guys, first important thing for you guys to notice, the verb pedir, pedir, is normally translated in English as to ask for. You know, when you want to ask for something, this in Portuguese is pedir. But here, in this context of a restaurant, it also means to order. So if you want to order, the verb we are going to use is pedir, pedir. Also, we can say it in a different way. We are going to see soon, okay? Then Camila says, eu vou querer uma cerveja. So, you see, the first option we saw to say our order, eu vou querer. So, I'll have a beer. Eu vou querer uma cerveja. Then the waiter says, temos Brahma, Skol e Antártica. Who have already tried any of these beers, guys? These are like, nowadays we have beers from all over the world, but when I was a kid, it was not common to find, let's say, Budweiser, Heineken, these other beers from different places here in Brazil. So these three were the most common. We had more, but these three stick for a long time as the most popular ones. So that's why I put them here in purpose. It was intentional. So we have Brahma, Skol e Antártica. Qual você prefere? Which one do you prefer? And Camila says, pode ser Brahma. Literally, she's saying, it can be Brahma. Guys, very often to say what is our option, what our choice, not only in a restaurant but in other situations, we can use this expression and then we add the thing that we chose. Then we say, so I think I'm not online anymore. I'm back. I think I'm back, guys. And I don't know why the internet is on and off. But can you hear me now? Let me see if you guys can hear me. I think I'm back. Yeah, I think I'm back. So I was giving you the example where you want to buy a t-shirt and you have three colors, green, blue, and yellow. Then the seller asks you, qual você prefere? Which one do you prefer? Then you can use this to answer. Pode ser a amarela. It can be the yellow one. So normally it's inferred that Actually, I would say just that it infers that all these possibilities are okay, but you're going for this one, but it's just a way to say that you want this option. Okay, so when you want to say your option, what you want, what is your choice, you can start like this. Pode ser, then you say what you want. Okay, so I'm back. You can hear me. The internet is awful today. I don't know why. But anyway, let's continue. Then after she says that she wants Brahma, the waiter says, minutinho só. Just a minute. She says, tudo bem, alright, okay. And he says, aqui está. So he just brings the beer. Very often people just bring the beer and they don't even say anything. But anyway, if he would say something, he could say, aqui está. Okay? And he asks, já quer fazer o pedido? So literally here he's asking, do you already want to order? So we have the word já, which means already. Meaning, are you ready to order? Do you already want to order? And here is the other option to say to order. Remember, I mentioned that one of the options is to use the verb pedir. So pedir means order in this context of a restaurant. But you also can use this expression, fazer o pedido, literally do the order, okay? So you can also use this one. So, do you already want to order? And she says, sim, por favor. Yes, please. Eu quero, I want. Tô de volta. Uma muqueca de cação com farofa de banana. Now I wanna know, who have already tried muqueca or farofa, or both? Have you tried? By the way, guys, this is making me really want to try muqueca because I've been talking a lot about muqueca. I have to try a muqueca, but it's not that easy to find here in my city. We don't have tradition with fish here, so I'm sorry for myself. But anyway, guys, eu quero uma muqueca. So I want, or I'll have, a muqueca de cação. And let me tell you, do you guys know what is cação? And I asked if any of you have tried muqueca or farofa. Farofa is not hard to find here. You have, right? Charles, minha esposa faz muqueca. She cooks muqueca. Oh, you are a lucky man. That's amazing. Do you like it? I think it's delicious. If you like fish, it's amazing. Yeah, Charles is also saying it's amazing. It's really nice, guys. And farofa, it's a kind of dish that accompany many dishes from Brazil. Like feijoada, if you eat feijoada, you have farofa. If you have muqueca, for example, you also have farofa. So with many others, it's very common. And I even put here, I'll try to show you a brief explanation what is muqueca and farofa de banana. So Charles is saying, had it in Rio. Question, you don't like farofa? You gotta try it again. You didn't try a nice one. It can be true, guys. Farofa is amazing. No, you gotta try it again. I don't know a person who don't like farofa. It can be true. I'm shocked. But let me continue here, guys. So after she does, after she ordered, the waiter says, perfeito, perfect. Uma muqueca de cação com farofa de banana saindo. So he repeats the order and says, a muqueca de cação with farofa de banana coming out. So this coming out is saindo. And she thanks him. Muito obrigada. Thank you very much. Safe. I have farofa with everything. Yes. Yes. Question, you gotta come back to Brazil and we'll cook farofa for him. Okay, Safe? We'll have to cook farofa for him. He has to try it again. It's not right, guys. I'm kidding. But let's just see the end here, guys. So after a lot of minutes, Camila says, Garçom, traz a conta, por favor. So she calls the waiter and says, Waiter, bring the bill, please. So, traz a conta means bring the bill. A conta, guys, is the bill. So, the addition, do you also say addition? So, with all that you have ordered and with the final price you have to pay in that restaurant, okay? So bring the bill, please. If you want to sound even more polite, you could add to this sentence something like Você pode trazer a conta, por favor? This would be, can you bring the bill, please? Você pode trazer a conta, por favor? And if you want to sound even more polite, then you could add here. Você poderia trazer a conta, por favor? This means, could you bring the bill, please? Você poderia trazer a conta? Okay? And then the waiter comes back and says, com licença, a conta. So, excuse me, the bill. Camila then says, o senhor traz a máquina, por favor? So here she's saying, could you bring the machine, please? And here, guys, the machine, she's referring to those machines where we pay by card, okay? So you can say this to indicate that you are paying by card, okay? So she's saying this. And notice that she used o senhor. So when you want to refer to the person in a polite way, remember, if you want to speak to the person directly, instead of using você, if you want to sound more polite, more respectful, you say then o senhor. You add this O before, okay? And if it's a woman, a senhora, okay? O senhor traz a máquina? A senhora traz a máquina, por favor? And guys, then she explains, vou pagar com cartão. I'll pay by card. Vou pagar com cartão. And the waiter says, já trouxe. I already brought it. The machine, because almost everybody pays by card, right? Yes, Safe is right. It used to be almost everybody. Nowadays, people really pay using Pix. Do you know what is Pix? Let me write here for you. Pix is a transference you do from your bank account to the person's bank account, or the place, the store, the restaurant's bank account. So far, without paying any fee, any tax. But this will change for sure. But so far, we just do the transfer. It's instant. It happens in the moment. At that moment, I would say instantaneous. I wanted to say this, instantaneous. So it happens at that moment. So people use it a lot. Very, very often people pay by Pix. So if you hear this word Pix, this is what it means. But if you're not Brazilian, I'm not sure if you can do it. Can you guys? Have you tried to pay by Pix? I think you have to have a bank account in Brazil, right? I don't know. But, so then Camila says, ótimo, oh great. And after a while, after she used the card, she says, prontinho. Prontinho means, there you go. She just do it. She has done it. It's okay. The waiter says, obrigado, thank you. And she says, imagina. Have you seen this before, guys? The word imagina, which is the verb imaginar, to imagine, being used in this context. Let me see here your comments. You used here, Safe. That's great. But do you have a Brazilian account or could you use it with your account? That's pretty cool. It's very easy, guys. I use it. Some establishments here in Brazil, they prefer to use Pix. And I have some guesses why. And then I pay using Pix very much because they prefer. So, coming back to the word imagina, if someone thanks you and say obrigado, you can say imagina. It's a very nice way to say, of course. Yeah, sure. You know, someone says, thank you very much. And you say, of course, sure, no problem. So that's what we mean when we use in this situation the word imagina. And he said, volte sempre, which literally means, how would you translate this sentence here? Volte sempre. How would you translate this one? Oh, I see, Safe. You have an Itaú account. You are Brazilian. Do you already have a CPF? If you do, then it's done. You are Brazilian. If you have a CPF, you are Brazilian, guys. I hear for the first time when I was watching Avenida Brasil. That's why it's so nice to watch Brazilian shows, guys. Avenida Brasil, if you don't know, it's a very, very popular Brazilian soap opera. It was huge success here. And if you like plot twists, very intense narratives, you should watch it. And in addition, it's a great practice if you're trying to learn Portuguese. Find a Brazilian show. It doesn't need to be a soap opera. If you want to, on Netflix, you can find many shows, many series. But Avenida Brasil, I haven't watched it. I don't know where I was during the time it was streaming. But it was huge. The last chapter of this soap opera really stopped Brazil. I remember. So say if you are Brazilian. If you have CPF, you are Brazilian. Okay, guys, so that's it. Volte sempre, BF saying, come again. Literally, come always. Come forever, like forever come back here. Come back always, always come back. Yeah, always come back. That's the literal meaning. So it's a way to say goodbye from people who works in an establishment. Very common to hear. If you are in a store and have to thank the seller, someone who's helping you, or in a restaurant, it's common to hear people saying volte sempre. So you are welcome to come back anytime. That's it. I didn't know that you guys could have a bank account on Itaú, being foreigner. That's so nice, right? Because it makes things easier, especially if you come very often to Brazil. That's very nice. So guys, that's it. Did you like it? And I promised to show you some explanation about the dishes we mentioned here. So first one, muqueca. And you can see what is it here in this picture, guys. And I didn't know that it's Angolan, not only Brazilian. And it makes sense a lot because for sure we share a lot of recipes from Africa. So it's also an Angolan typical dish, and it's seafood stew, typically made with shrimp or fish as a base, And also we add tomatoes, onions, garlic, lime, coriander. And by the way, I think I didn't say, but cação that was written in the dialogue is actually, do you guys know? It's not a fish, it's a shark. Did you know this? Actually, it's not a specific species of shark. It's a general reference to say that that thing that you're eating is a shark. And it's very popular. Brazilians eat it a lot. And it's delicious, delicious. Have you tried cação? Have you? I would love to know if you guys have tried cação. So in the dialogue, she ordered muqueca de cação. It's very similar to a fish. Yeah, but it's a bit bigger than some fish. Yeah, you gotta try. But it's nice. It's nice. And shrimp also. You can put both, by the way. You can put both. So this is it. And in Brazil, muqueca is often served with banana da terra, plantains, stewed. Also pirão. Have you guys tried pirão? It's kind of a porridge made from cassava flour. Delicious, salty, seasoned, delicious. White rice, of course. We always have rice with everything, you know, right? And each of these is on its own clay pan or on a pan like this one, as you guys can see. It's a stone pan. Yeah, tubarão. Very good, Charles. Cação is tubarão. I think it's a traditional dish in Bahia. It is safe. Actually, there is a rivalry between muqueca made in Bahia and muqueca made in Espírito Santo, the state where we went to just a little bit during the Brazilian experience immersion. Remember, Safe? So there's a rivalry. Who has the best muqueca? So they are very serious about it. And by the way, I don't know if you remember, Safe, the guy who was driving us on the Parque do Caparaó, he was from Espírito Santo, and we were chatting, and he said something about a place where they had the best muqueca in Espírito Santo, so showing clearly the rivalry. And, oh, that's right, Charles, brasileiros amam carboidratos, for sure. Farofa is made from cassava flour, toasted, also corn flour is also common, okay? And it's toasted with butter, olive oil, salt, bacon, onion, garlic, anything else that you would love to add, you could. Like some people add olives, eggs, sausages. What else? It's pretty, it can vary a lot. And in this case, in the dialogue, it was made with plantains, banana da terra. I don't like it, but some people do. And it's usually served, as we said, as an accompaniment to other meals, very often, right? So we have a Brazilian buffet in Culver City, Calif, called Pampas, and they serve all this food. Oh, amazing! Pampas is a word that we use to refer to the states of the south of Brazil. So these people are probably from the south region. Sounds like the Jollof rice wars between Nigeria and Ghana. I need to go to both safes and try them out. You do. I have been to Bahia, but I didn't try muqueca there. So I also have to take the challenge and see which one is the best. Guys, so thank you so much. That's it for today. And let me show you. Don't forget, every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Brazil's time, we are live here on YouTube with a new content for you. And next week's class will be about nasal vowels in Portuguese. And I know it's something that most foreigners struggle a lot. So Dri will be here with you, Adriele will be here, giving you tips on how to pronounce these vowels, how to improve your pronunciation, showing you where to pay attention, because if you don't pronounce it correctly, it can be a real trouble. It is, guys, and she will show you all of this to you. So don't miss this class. If you're not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, do it. Just click on the bell, you know, the little bell. So this way you'll be reminded whenever we have a live class or a new video, because we are back with video tips. So we released one last week teaching how to say the alphabet in Portuguese, and there's more coming this week. So we really hope you guys enjoy, so try to be connected so you don't miss anything. Muito obrigada, great class. Thank you, BF. Lu de boa lição. Obrigada, Charles. Guys, thank you very much for being here. It's amazing. I'm really glad to see that you joined me, and you know, and it really is true. This class wouldn't work with me here by myself speaking to the walls. You guys have to be here. That's the connection I like, and your questions make the class much richer, so it's very important to have you here. So thank you very much, and don't forget to suggest more topics for our class. I'll put right now after this class a little box of questions so you guys can suggest other topics, and maybe we can cover one of them here on our classes, okay? Muito obrigada a todo mundo. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon. Tchau, tchau.